morning, Jojo. Buenos días. Feliz jueves. How was your evening, Joe Marion? Okay, muy bien. Okay, we're going to get started here in just a second. Roll real fast. Good morning, Arshad. How was your evening? Okay. So, Joe Marion, is this text hard to read? Like, is the color hard to read on my background this morning? Or can y'all see that? Okay. Good morning, Arshad. Okay, so you can see it. Alrighty, so let's try to figure out how we can correct this sentence. El profesor dice algo muy importante. So remember that we're focusing on our verb. That past tense is irregular past tenses of to say and to do. How can we fix that sentence? Ideas? What do you think, Joe Marion? Good morning, Arshad. How can we fix this sentence behind me? Remember, we were looking at the verbs decir and hacer in the past tense, and that they were irregular. Yeah, you're right. So what would it be, Jo Marion? Do you remember? How could we change it? Remember those irregular stem? The stems change. That's why they're so irregular. Yeah, see, that's what a person would imagine. That's a good answer, Jo Marion, because that's what we would think, right? But that's not the case because we're talking about past tense, right? It's preterite tense. So what would it be? Brooke, do you remember? Right. You guys are right. Like you're thinking present tense, if that's what it would be, right? But what would it be for past tense? Preterite. That's the goofy one. What we looked at on, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. What would it be? Yes, that's it, Jo Marion. That's it. So we want our sentence to say the professor said, past tense, something important, very important. So how do we fix that? Good, Arshad, exactly. Brooklyn, you want to give it a try? You know, it's a thing that doesn't make any sense, right? It's all opposite, all opposite. Okay, Brooke, while you're thinking, I'll be right back. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, sorry about that. Yes. So if you said the whole, let me put it up here in the chat. The whole, that's it, right? Good job, Brooke. So el profesor dijo algo muy importante. That doesn't even look like the verb decir, right? There's no E, there's no C, there's no, you know, it's an O ending instead of like it is in the present tense. The whole thing is goofy. So we are going to today, Lasse, we are going to continue practicing with these two crazy verbs. And then toward the end of the hour, what I'm hoping, because Thursday is our Friday, what I'm hoping is that I can give you guys some work time so that you won't have any work over the weekend. Okay. All right. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, you guys. Bien. Okay. Hoy es jueves, el 9 de abril. Y vamos a practicar más con los verbos irregulares en el pretérito. So let's remember that we are talking about the preterite or past tense. Everything that we're doing is in the past tense, okay? All right, muy bien. I'm going to share my screen with you here in just a second. And we're just going to kind of build on what we started yesterday. And you guys are going to need to help me out here, okay? All right, so let's take a look up here, por favor. Arshad, Jomarian, y'all ready? Okay, so our verb decir, to say or to tell, right? And our verb hacer, to do or to make. And this is in your module. Okay, so no, you don't have to fear about like trying to copy it, write it down or whatever. It's all in there. Okay, so could I say to say that I said or I told, right? Yo dije. So we get rid of the IR, but look, our stem is totally different. Okay, our stem is different. Thankfully, our endings are the same for our preterite or past tense IR verbs. So the only thing we have to worry about here is our stem change, okay? So yo dije, tú dijiste, él dijo, nosotros dijimos, ellos dijeron, okay? So I said, you said, he said, we said, they said, or told. Okay. Our other one is this verb to do or to make. And again, it's an ER verb, right? So if we get rid of the ER, we still have our endings, our ER endings for past tense. So that's a good thing. The problem is the stem changes not once, but twice. Okay, you guys? So it goes from HAC to HIC until we get here. Okay. And then we have to add a Z. Does anybody remember what I said yesterday about why it becomes a Z? Why does it change from a C to a Z? Anybody remember in that third person singular? Anybody remember why I said that? Or what I said about why it changes? Okay, it's kind of important to remember because it's a rule. I'm right here, you guys. It's a rule that applies to multiple situations. Okay. All right. So listen up, por favor. If the only reason why this C sounds like an S, hacer, hice, hiciste, hicimos, and hicieron, is because of the verb, or rather the vowel that it's followed by. Okay. So you know how we have rules in English? Like, have you guys ever heard the rule I before E except after C? Have y'all ever heard that rule before? No? You never, no one's ever taught you that word rule before? So like, okay, well, let's look at it. So like for English, I'm sorry, no one's ever taught you that. So let's say we have the word receive. Okay, there's receive, there's deceive, there's whatever. Okay. So how come it's, normally we have like perceived, well, there's perceived, but normally you guys, it's how do we know it's I E and not E I? You with me? Yeah, in English, things we don't think about. And it's because the only reason it's IE is because of the C. Okay. So the rule is I before E, right? Except after C. So it has to be that way. Are y'all following me? Yes or no? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Jomarian, you with me? All right. So we have these rules in Spanish, and this happens to be one of them. Okay. That the only way to keep the s sound, hice, hiciste, hizo, is to make it a Z because of the letter O, right? Because if we were to have left it like this, then it would be ico, okay? And that's not what the word is. The word is hacer, hice, hiciste. You can't go ico, okay? So it's all about the sound. It has to become a Z, right? In order to be iso, iso. All you have to do is know the rule. There's no other way unless you just see it often enough, okay? So I did, you did, he did, we did, they did, or I made, you made, he made, we made, they made. Okay. Hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicieron. Okay. So that's what we're practicing with today. Let me clear all my stuff out of here because it'll get in our way. Maybe. Okay, let me get rid of this. All right, muy bien. Okay, so now I need your help. Okay, and let's see what we would do here. So what we need is the preterite or past tense of to say here, to say. So numero uno. We don't have to know the rest of the sentence, right? Pop it in the chat or feel free to unmute. What would I fill in the blank with? Ayer tuve something la respuesta del problema. What do y'all think? Tell me número uno. You don't have to rewrite the whole sentence. Just how would you fill in the blank? Okay, very good, Arshad. Jamarian, muy bien. Brooklyn? Muy bien. Dijiste. Yesterday, you told me the answer to the problem. Okay, tú me dijiste. All right, número dos. Nosotros le something gracias a la maestra. Muy bien, Brooklyn. Muy bien, Jamarian. Dijimos. Muy bien. So we said thank you to the teacher. Nosotros le dijimos. We said thank you to the teacher. Okay. All right. Número tres. What do I do? Número tres. Very good, Arshad. Very good, Jamarian. The good news about any of this irregular thing is that we don't need an accent mark, right? So, mi hermana me dijo un secreto anoche. My sister told me a secret last night. Mi hermana me dijo o me dijo un secreto anoche. Okay. All right. Número cuatro. Very good, Brooklyn. Número cuatro. Good. All right. So, ellos me dijeron que vendrían a la fiesta. They told me that, you guys look here, they told me that they were coming to the party, that they were going to come to the party in the future, right? So they told me that they were coming to the party. This that is really important here. Okay. All right. Número cinco. Número cinco. Muy bien, Jamarian. Muy bien, Brooklyn. Arshad, what do you think for número cinco? Muy bien. Dijiste, oops, I went one too far. Dijiste, ¿qué le dijiste tú a tu amigo? What did you say to your friend at recess? Okay. All right. Last one, real quick, you guys. Good, Brooklyn. Good, Jamarian. You know, these are easy. They're just making us think about it a little bit. Dije, right? Yo le dije a papá que terminé la tarea. I told dad, looky here, you guys, that I finished the homework. Okay. I told dad that I finished the homework. They told me that they would come to the party. Okay. So we got to remember when we need a that in English. Okay. You would use que in Spanish. All right. Not difficult, right, you guys? Not difficult at all. All right. So now let's look at hacer for a little bit. We haven't looked at hacer yet this morning. What do we do? Número uno. Good. Brooklyn. It helps you guys when you write your answers in the chat because, you know, it kind of creates a pathway when we're actually typing something or writing something. It creates a pathway into our brain, like for spelling and that. Okay. Good, Jo Marion. Muy bien. So, ayer yo hice un dibujo muy bonito. Yesterday, I made or I did a really pretty drawing. A really pretty drawing. Okay, número dos. Arshad, I'd like to hear from you. This is hacer now. Número dos. Good, Jo Marion. Good, Brooklyn. Okay, so tú hiciste la tarea de matemáticas. How would we translate number two? Somebody help me. You can unmute if you like. How would we translate number two? So tarea is homework, right? How would we translate number two? Yeah, very good, Brooklyn. Very good. Did you do the math homework? So think about that in English, right? We have to always add this did or does in English. We don't need that in Spanish. We just take the verb to do, in this case, hacer, and put it in our sentence. Okay, good. All right, número tres. Número tres. Mi mamá. Very good, Arshad. Anyone else? Muy bien. So my mom made, yeah, good, Brooklyn. My mom made a chocolate cake, right? Mi mamá hizo una torta de chocolate. Again, hizo with the Z, okay, because of that letter O. All right, nosotros hicimos. That's kind of weird. All right, número cinco. What do we do, you guys? Número cinco. Good. Anyone else? Brooklyn? Yeah, good. Jo Marion, muy bien. Arshad, how would you spell this one out? Número cinco. Yeah. Ellos hicieron una fila. They made a line in order to enter the cinema. Okay, they made a line. Hicieron una fila. Okay. All right, last one. Número seis. Clara y tú. Good, Brooklyn. Jo Marion, what do you think for number six? Arshad, number six. Arshad? Yeah, if we were in Spain, Arshad, you're right. Jo Marion, what do you think? Yeah, muy bien. So if we were in Spain, we would say hiciste. In Latin America or in the Americas in general, we just use the ustedes form. Clara y tú hicieron, right? They made a poster for class. Very good. Hicieron. All right. So 3, 2, 1. How are you feeling about these? Okay. All right. Bueno, we will continue. We will continue to practice. Okay, no problem. Okay. Alrighty. Let me switch up my slides. And I'm just going to change gears a little bit just to kind of give us a different perspective. So, different perspective coming up. Make sure that y'all can see my screen. Make sure that y'all can hear my screen. Okay, here we go.
Yo dije buenos días, me pones café y tostada. Tú dijiste sí, por favor, sin azúcar nada. Él dijo, perdón, esta silla está libre, puedo sentarme.
You know, I should probably slow it down. Let's see if I can slow it down. Yep. Okay, let me start again. All right, here we go. Let's listen.
Yo dije buenos días, me pones café y tostada. Tú dijiste sí, por favor, sin azúcar nada. Él dijo, perdón, esta silla está libre, ¿puedo sentarme? Ella dijo, claro, adelante, puedes quedarte. Usted dijo, me dijo ya el precio, no lo oí, repita. Yo dije 2,50, lo vi en la pizarrita. Tú dijiste, te dije que yo pago, hoy invito yo. Él dijo, vale, y el jefe me dijo, llego tarde, ¿no? Dije, dijiste, dijo, sin presión lo repetí. Dije, dijiste, dijo, conversando lo aprendí. Yo dije, tú dijiste, él dijo, usted dijo también. Con dije en la boca, el español salió bien. Nosotros dijimos a las 6, frente a la estación. Nosotros dijimos Red Paraguas, Chaparrón. Vosotros dijisteis, nos perdimos. Vimos el letrero, vosotras dijiste, preguntamos. Fue sincero, ellos dijeron, nos dijeron a la derecha. Llegamos. Ellas dijeron, nos dijeron, no pasa nada. Nos calmamos. Ustedes dijeron, buen servicio. Todo claro y todos dijimos, hasta luego, gesto amable y raro. Dijimos, dijiste, dijeron, quedó claro al repetir. Dijimos, dijiste, dijeron, sin miedo a corregir. Nosotros dijimos, vosotros dijisteis, dijeron así. Cuando lo dijeron en voz alta, lo entendí. Yo dije, dilo en voz alta, aunque tiemble la R. Tú dijiste, despacio, sin correr. Él dijo, ya dijo, usted dijo, me equivoco y sigo igual. Nosotros dijimos, cada sonido vale de verdad. Vosotros dijisteis, lo practico sin miedo a mirar. Ellos, ellas y ustedes dijeron, yeah, te van a escuchar. Yo dije, inténtalo. Tú dijiste, vale, encendido. Y todos dijimos, lo digo yo, aprendido. Dije lo básico en un café, me entendió la gente. Dijiste algo sencillo, fluyó de repente. Sí, dijimos con valor, el idioma respondió. Hoy tú lo dijiste, mañana lo dices mejor. Yeah.
Okay, muy bien. So you got to see that in context. In context. Did you like that? Or do you like the cheesy ones that I usually pick out better? What do you think? Did you like that one or do you like the cheesy ones? Either or? Okay. I kind of like the cheesy ones because they're like, they get our attention. Like, what the heck is this, right? Okay, let's see if this is blocked. Try this. Click on the link that's in chat, por favor. It should look like this. Is it going to let you in? It's blocked, Arshad. Isn't that interesting, though? Brooklyn's in. Joe Marion, let's see if you can get in. Arshad, why would yours be blocked and not Brooklyn? Brooklyn, are you on a school device? Yeah, interesting. Joe Marion, is it going to let you? Is blocked for you too? Well, Brooklyn, aren't you special? You're the only one that can get in. Okay, well, that's interesting. All right. Well, Brooke, if I were you, go ahead and bookmark it. You can come back to it. Obviously, we can't practice if Joe and Arshad can't get in. So I have a plan B, no problem. Give me just a second to get there. Okay. Yay. All right, here's the new link for everyone. Let's see if we can all do this one. There it is there. The Nearpod. Joe, click on the link that's in chat, please. Okay, you guys in? All right, Joe Marion, are you in? Joe? Okay. So, you guys should have some fill in the blanks and some drag and drop kind of a things and stuff like that, right? Okay, so is it letting you drag and drop? Fill in the blank, is it letting you? Yes, okay. All right. All right, muy bien. Not hard, right? You guys got this. Okay. Last one. Good job, Jamarian. Brooke, muy bien. Yay, muy bien. Good job, you guys. See, easy peasy stuff, right? All right, let's back out of that. Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I like easy peasy. Okay. Next thing we're going to try to do is let's all head over to Canvas, por favor. I would like for us to try a listening activity. Okay. So head on over to Canvas. All right. Once you're there, Arshad, in Canvas, please. Once you're there, go ahead and click on the VHL. Marion. Click on VHL, open that up. And when you get there in VHL, I need you to go to your the textbook, the virtual textbook. So go to Tools. Go to Tools. Yeah. Arshad, you need to go to Tools, click on Tools. Okay, I'm going to share my screen just so you know where we need to be. Okay, so take a look. I am on page 444. So what you need to do is come down here to Unit 8. Right, come down here to Unit 8. Right, and we are in Desafío number 3. And you're going to click on Gramática. Everybody see that? Okay, yeah, Brooke, Unit 8, Desafío number 3, right? And then when you get there, click on Gramática. Okay. Brooke, you with us? Same? All right. Rashad? Okay. So let me make this a little smaller. All right. So we have our forms. We have our decir and our hacer. And what I would like us to do is come over here and look at exercise 50, ejercicio 50. ¿Qué hicieron? What did they do? What did they do? Okay. So it says, listen to the characters talk about what they did last weekend and match the participants with their activities. Okay. So before we listen, we have Tim and Mac, Diana, Rita, Andy and Janet, Tess y Patricia. And what did they do? Una cena deliciosa, right? What, anybody remember cena? What's a cena? We had desayuno, la cena. Anybody remember that one? La cena. A dinner, right? A delicious dinner, okay? Una nueva amiga. What does that mean? ¿Qué quiere decir una nueva amiga? What's that mean? Arshad, Jomarian, do you remember? Brooke? Nueva amiga. What's it mean? Come on, y'all, turn your brains on this morning. Una nueva amiga. What's it mean? What's an amiga? Y'all know this. You can unmute even if you don't feel like typing. What is una nueva amiga? Jamari, what's an amiga or an amigo? A friend. So what is nuevo or nueva? Anybody? A new friend. New, N-E-W, new versus old, right? Okay. How about this one? Unas figuras de cerámica. Unas figuras de cerámica. So that's going to require some cognate recognition. So what do you think? Figuras de cerámica. What does that look like? What does cerámica look like in English? Jamarian and Arshad, help me out here. Yeah, ceramic. So what do you think a figura is? Jamarian, I need your attention, please. What is a figura? A figure, right? So a ceramic figure or figurine. All right, here's vocab. Un viaje a la costa. We just did this when we were talking about traveling, right? Un viaje a la costa. What is that? ¿Qué quiere decir un viaje? And then costa. Arshad, do you remember any of these? You guys, there's only 3 of you. So if you all shut down, that leaves an unfair burden to the other person. So let's all try to participate. Muy bien. So a voyage, right? Or a trip to the coast. Okay, muy bien. All right, last one. Planes para el verano. So verano, summertime. So what do you think planes, it's plural. Yeah, so your summer plans. Okay, muy bien. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to play the sound. You guys will match, and then we'll see how you did. Okay, so y'all need to listen. Make sure that you have all the other sound around you turned off so y'all can hear this. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for the moment. Okay, so let's listen. Okay, remember, you're going to have to match these folks up, right? All right, here we go.
Tim, Mac, ¿qué hicieron ese fin de semana?
Mi abuelo y yo fuimos a un taller de artesanía. Hicimos unas figuras de cerámica muy bonitas para mi abuela. ¿Y tú, Diana?
Okay, do I need to play it again? Yes, let's play it again. All right, here we go. Let's listen.
Tim, Mac, ¿qué hicieron ese fin de semana?
Mi abuelo y yo fuimos a un taller de artesanía. Hicimos unas figuras de cerámica muy bonitas para mi abuela.
Okay, so what did Tim and Mac do? ¿Qué hicieron? What did they do? Come on, you guys. Jamarian, Arshad, give it a try. It can't just be Brooklyn paying attention. You see our choices? You can see, if you can see my screen. I'll play it again, but y'all need to listen. Okay, let's listen.
Tim, Mac, ¿qué hicieron ese fin de semana?
Mi abuelo y yo fuimos a un taller de artesanía. Hicimos unas figuras de cerámica muy bonitas para mi abuela.
Okay, what did you hear? Did you hear A, B, C, D, or E? Arshad, what did you hear? Remember our 4 Spanish skills, you guys: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. We need to be able to listen. We need to be able to hear what's being said to us. You're right, Brooke. Okay, unas figuras de cerámica. That's what they did. Y'all need to listen, please. Okay, that's okay. All right, let's see what Diana did. Here's our choices. Okay, let's listen.
¿Y tú, Diana?
Yo conocí a una chica muy simpática. Ahora tengo una nueva amiga.
¿Qué?
Okay, do I need to play it again? Okay, Jamarian, thank you.
Yo conocí a una chica muy simpática. Ahora tengo una nueva amiga.
Okay. Good, Joe Marion. What do you think, Brooklyn? Arshad? Muy bien, Brooklyn. Arshad, did you catch that one? Muy bien. So, una nueva amiga. Una nueva amiga. All right, let's see about Rita then.
¡Qué bueno! ¿Y tú, Rita, qué hiciste?
Yo hice un viaje a la costa y me gustó mucho.
Okay. There's our choices. Let's play it again.
Yo hice un viaje a la costa y me gustó mucho. Andy, Jack.
Okay. Do we need to hear that one again? Make your guess. Good, Brooklyn. Arshad, Joe Marion, what did you hear? All right, Joe Marion, listen again.
¿Qué hiciste?
Yo hice un viaje a la costa y me gustó mucho.
Okay. Muy bien. Un viaje a la costa. Very good. So Rita went on a trip, right? To the coast. All right, let's find out about Andy y Janet.
Andy, Janet, ¿qué hicieron ustedes? Hicimos una cena deliciosa.
Okay. One more time. Oops.
Andy, Janet, ¿qué hicieron ustedes? Hicimos una cena deliciosa.
Okay, what's your choice? One more time. Yeah, very good, Joe Marion. Very good, Brooke. Una cena deliciosa, right? They'd made a delicious dinner. All right, let's finish this up.
Andy hizo una ensalada y yo hice pasta con vegetales.
¡Qué rico! ¿Y ustedes qué hicieron, Tess?
Mi mamá y yo hicimos planes para el verano porque mi familia viaja con frecuencia.
Okay, so that's our one that's left, right? Planes para el verano. Okay, muy bien, muy bien. So is listening hard for you all? Is listening kind of a rough, a difficult task to do? When you're asked to do any listening assignments? Is it hard to do? Okay. All right. Gracias. Okay. Muy bien. All right. All right. So here's what I would like for us to do. Can you guys head on over now? Go ahead and you can kind of get out of VHL and check out my screen. Okay, so I need everybody paying attention so I can give you instructions. We have 3 practice activities. One of them is a reading. So I just want to go through the instructions and then I'll leave you all alone. Okay. We can stay in class together and work together. That way, if y'all have any questions, I'll be here to help. So let me get over here to student. Give me a second. Okay. All right, so take a look at my screen, please. Right here, where it says verbos irregulares is your visual guide, okay? You can open them and you can see decir and hacer, and you can have that open on a separate tab so you can kind of go back and forth or double screen it or whatever y'all usually do, okay? So in we have one in VHL. And let's see if it'll open for me. Okay, so let's take a look. Arshad, I need you paying attention. Jamarian, Brooklyn. All right. So there's only four full in writing, and then the bottom ones are fill in the blank. So that's no biggie. So in the last 8, you have to decide, are you going to use decir in the past tense, or are you going to use hacer? Whatever makes the most sense in your sentence. So that's where I come in. If you need help understanding your sentence, then so you can decide, then I'll be more than happy to help you. But at the top part, right, you guys, you are going to write sentences. So we did a listening exercise today, right? We're now going to work on some writing, okay? And so all you're doing is taking the prompts that they give you and make your sentence. Remember that we are talking about the preterite. We're talking about the past tense all the time. This is past tense, okay? All right, any questions about this? Okay, then you're going to go to the next one. I've added the chart in here for hacer. Notice you have the present tense, and then you have the pasado, the past tense, which is what we're working on. It says it's a quiz. Of course, it's not a quiz. You're going to click on it. And you have a set of questions here. The only thing you're doing here is typing in the correct form of the verb hacer in the past tense. Your thing is right here, right? Your chart. You're using the past tense only. Past tense only. Okay. Okay, now this last one is a short reading. Okay. You're going to use, you got the same chart here. And you're going to use the past tense. And what you're going to do is you have a short couple of paragraphs and you have 5 questions. You are going to, we'll do this together. We'll read these questions together, figure out what it's asking. And that way, when you read the 2 paragraphs, you'll know what you're looking for the response, for the answer. And then you're going to come down here and you'll say, okay, for question number 1, ¿Dónde viven Susana y Guillermo? In Spanish, right? In Spanish. All you have to do is get rid of the question word, ¿dónde? And you're going to say, Susana y Guillermo. I hope y'all are watching. Viven, right? You're just rephrasing the question. And then you're going to find your answer from the reading and type it in here. Okay, does that make sense to everyone? Sí o no? Yes, Jamarian, Arshad? So this reading is going to take you a little bit. Okay. ¿Dónde viven? Where do Susana y Guillermo live? ¿Por qué no compran en los mercados? What do you think number 2 is asking? ¿Por qué no compran en los mercados? What do you think? What is comprar? What is comprar? So you guys, this is not difficult, but you have to only use the information from the reading. Do not go online. Do not use AI because it will give you some bogus random answer. All you have to do is know what the question is asking you and then find the answer in the text. That's it. And then you restate the question in your answer. Okay, is everybody clear on that? I need to understand that you are clear about what I'm asking you to do. Arshad, Joe Marion. I'm trying to help you guys understand what the questions are being asked of you, but I'm not getting much feedback. So I'll just leave you to it. And then if you have a question, you can ask me. So if I were you, this is the activity that I would start on first. We have roughly 10 minutes of class. Yes, yes. Why don't they? Why didn't they buy something in the markets? Yes. Okay. So, because remember this, most of this is going to be in past tense. Okay. Right. Past tense in the preterite tense. Okay. So if I were you guys, we have about 10 minutes. I would work on this. If you need help with the question, understanding what's being asked of you, and that's what I would do. That would be me. A smart thing to do. Okay. All right. Stay in Zoom. Feel free to ask me any questions. But everybody needs to be working on something. Okay, Arshad, what are you working on? You need to be working on some Spanish. Jamarian, how about you? Because you have 10 minutes. Jamarian, I can't see your Go Guardian. Are you logged in there? So on Monday, we are going to move on to our next set of irregular verbs and things. So you might really want to make sure you get this done. All right, Jamarian, is there a way you can reload your Go Guardian? What if you get out of it and then like go back to Clever and sign out of it or something and sign back in? Something like that. Okay, good job, Brooke. Jamarian, Arshad, you need to be working, my friend. Come on. Okay, Brooke, we have about a minute left. Do you have a question or you think you're good? You look like you're doing okay. All right, muy bien. Jamarian, you have any questions? Okay. I can't see your screen, like I said, so you'll have to tell me. Okay, thank you. I think, Joe Marion, to fix your Go Guardian, you just need to restart. So maybe between now and ILT. Okay. All right, you guys. Adios. On Monday, we'll start something new. Okay. Adios. If you have a question, reach out in Canvas inbox. Okay. Have a great weekend, you guys. Nos vemos lunes. Adios.